Hey guys, my name is Bryson Sessions and you're listening to the Bed Project Podcast. This show is a little bit different than other shows out there, so if you want an in-depth understanding of what it's about, please listen to episode 292B. It'll give you all the details for the show and what to expect. So that being said, here is today's episode. So I'll probably record more of the podcast later, but for now, this is just some thoughts that I had that I wanted to share before I forgot them. So that's why it sounds like I'm driving, because I am driving. So I had the thought of, so what sparked this thought, and I'll get into it in a sec, is I've been so shitty at replying to messages from friends and family. I mean, I left my dad on red, didn't respond to him for almost, 4 or 5 days. I have my buddy Mason. I don't know if you listen to the show, dude, but if you do, my bad. Left him on red multiple times. And it's not that I don't want to respond or that I'm ignoring anybody, but I just get so engulfed in what I'm doing, and so I'm just working at the thing I'm working on. So if that's right now designing the workout programs to be put in the software, or designing the calendars and shit for the clients, and trying to make guides and resources, recording podcasts, videos, uploading, all that stuff, going to the gym, whatever it is, I would say that I have a lot on my plate, but it's highly palatable. What I mean is I got so much on my plate, but it's so easily consumable for me. So it's not like I'm ever sick of it, or I ever want to stop, or I need to take a break and just hang out for a sec. Right now, I don't have that. So I'm leaving people on red, and I don't mean to, And what that thought led to was maybe in the future, I'm talking 10 years down the road, when I quote unquote made it, or I have money, or I have some kind of success, or whatever, or I have a K at the end of my follower count, or an M, just whatever. And then because I have nothing against anybody. So if all of a sudden I just ghost them, if you want to call it that, that's not me being not me having the intention to ghost them and not talk to them because this or that, or I think I'm too good for them. I don't think that, I've never thought that about anybody ever. But I can see it happening in the future where some people, not all, definitely not Mason, I love you, dude, I know you wouldn't think this, just to clarify, I know I used to use an example, but just other people in my life, I can see it happening where 5-10 years down the road, I quote unquote make it, and these same people say, oh, now you want to talk? Oh, now you want to say what's up? Now you want to go grab some lunch or something, And maybe that's what all the big people who have made it, maybe that's what they mean when they say, oh, you think you're not too good for us anymore, huh? Kind of one of those things. And it's just a thought that I had. I'm just thinking out loud. But part of the show is to document everything, and this is just a thought that I had, so I wanted to share. So that's that. Just certain people I can almost promise that will happen to. So episode 320, you heard it here first. But I'm sure I'll have more to say later, so I'll see you in a sec. So I think I have a new system here for the show. Rather than making a whole large sheet of notes, I'm just writing, let's see how many words I wrote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. About 30 words. And there's a total of 6 bullet points here. So I have 6 topics. Yeah, 6 topics for the show. And there was virtually no prep. It's just some things that happened today that I want to talk about. So that might be what I do from now on. I just wrote it down. Now I have reference. It's not elaborate notes. It's just quick. It could fit on a sticky note. It could fit on half a sticky note. That's how small it is. So you heard me talk about the too good for being too good for other people, whatever, in the future. I could just see that happening. Just certain people in my life just take things the wrong way. And it's crazy because I just couldn't give a fuck. But whatever. Next thing that I wrote down here, I'm going to talk about today on episode 320. So yeah, it's 6:40, and that means I got to pretty much wrap it up in an hour and go to bed, get ready for bed. Shower, brush teeth, get my clothes ready, all that stuff, prepare for the gym for tomorrow. And it sucks, dude, because I only have an hour. And, going from a 4-day weekend to having 1 hour, going from having 64 hours to having 1 hour sucks ass. And I didn't write this down, but I totally forgot. I was supposed to talk about everything I accomplished in the weekend. So we're going to talk about it right now. So looking at my whiteboard, here's what I accomplished in the weekend. So on Friday, I wrote block 1 of the training program. I uploaded block 1 of the training program, and I periodized block 1 of the training program in the software that I use that I'm going to be using for hosting everything for the clients who sign up for the program. So it was all block 1. Now I've got block 2. So I wrote block 2, meaning I wrote all the workouts for the second block of 4 weeks of workouts. I uploaded all of those into the program. So I assigned the exercise videos, the instructions, the sets, reps, rest times, the notes for me, and I bundled them all up, scheduled them on a calendar. That's what I mean by uploaded. Then we periodized them. So that means I put in a week of workouts, and then I went through, changed it every week so that it was a unique workout every time, but it uses progressive overload, and the workouts change on a weekly basis so that you're always progressing and always challenging yourself, not doing the same workout ever twice in a row. So that's cool. I exported all the videos from Adobe Premiere Pro, which is the podcast clip, the live video podcast clip of the other podcast of me talking. I went through, spliced it up, found about 9 videos that I could use as content for social media that are somewhat relevant to what the page is, my new Instagram page is about. So that's pretty cool. So I got 9 videos of that. I made 10 Twitter posts. So I had 11 total. So right there on Friday, I made 20 pieces of content. 20. So if I didn't make anything else for the next 20 days, I'm good, which is crazy. I used to stress about posting content in the past when I was doing this before. I set up 2 business emails, just Gmails. One, I don't know if I should share the name, but whatever. One is for financials, one is for fitness, and the financials one is so that I could link Stripe. And that's the other thing I did. So I made a Stripe account, got everything linked up with that. I don't have a business bank account yet. So at the moment, just so I could go through setup and everything, it's just my personal bank account, which I don't like the thought of that, because if anything goes wrong, then there's my bank account linked to everything. So gonna have to get a business bank account and go that way. But for now, I'm not charging anything, so I'm good now. But whatever. So we got that. Set up a new Instagram account. I made a post on the new account, so that's pretty cool. I've got 5 posts now, so that's cool. I recorded a podcast, about 40 minutes long. I made the logo and the name at the time on Friday. I said it was unofficial. I'm pretty sure it's official now. It's crazy, but made the logo, made the name, got everything kind of ready to go on Photoshop. So that's cool. Got some placeholders, got some logos for white services, and then inverted those. So those logos are good for black services. And Photoshop, I love. So graphic design, playing around with stuff like that, I love that shit. That is so much fun for me. I could do it for hours. I get lost in it, and it's so enjoyable for me. So it's kind of a little bit of an escape, a little bit of a therapy session, because I just love the creative aspect of everything so much. It's an understatement. I just love it. And if you're a new listener, I used to do videography, photography, and graphic design as a little side hustle for people in the gym, and probably made about $2,000 total and all that in 2 years or so. I actually just deleted those Instagram accounts though, closing a chapter, closing a door, whatever, and getting room for more doors to open in the future. So, that was actually the next thing. So deleted 4 other Instagram accounts. So we have BQ Visuals, BQ Visuals 2, BQ Designs, Havoc Athletics, which is a clothing company design that I had. Just repurposed a old Instagram account. So I had 800 followers, but whatever, deleted it. And then the Fortnite parody account that I had, just clips. And that was Friday. That was just Friday. That's it. So that's awesome. And Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I didn't write what I did yesterday. I just realized that. Well, Saturday, I made the splash screen for the app. So when the client signs in, they see the logo. They see, hey, welcome back, Bryson. Then they join into the program. Then they see more logos, my color scheme. Everything's pretty sweet. Made the check-in covers for the tasks. So when a client gets a task, they will see a little image about what the task is. So it looks nice. I think I talked about this a few episodes ago. They log in to they click on a task, and that task has an image associated with whatever it is. So for this example, if it's them with the check-in form, the little graphic or image is just a fancy check-in form with the logo. It's different colors, different color scheme. And it just adds to the professionalism and the
custom branding so that when the client signs into the app, they associate everything in there with my brand, me, everything that I've got going on, and not EverFit, which is it's the software that I'm using. So it's my shit, my colors, my logo, my designs, everything associated with me. So that's awesome. I hit the gym. I did the workout that I did was phase 2's leg workout in my own program. So it was, honestly, I don't know how to go in depth on that. I'll pass on that, but it was 2 exercises for strength, 2 exercises for hypertrophy, 2 exercises for endurance. So 6 total, but it was 2 sets, 2 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets, 2 sets, 2 sets. And then I did 6 sets of calves as well. And I thought for sure the workout was going to take me so long, but it was only, I think it was an hour on the dot, which is crazy. So that's awesome. And my legs still are sore. Today's Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024, 6:46 p.m. Did that workout on Saturday. I'm still so sore. It's crazy. It was a good workout. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so Sunday. Oh, no, that's not even it. So I made metric tasks. So I put all the things in the calendar for the client. So, I mean, I've actually got it pulled up right here, I believe. Let's look at it. So if you go into the onboarding here, so on the calendar for the tasks, dude, fucking load. So we got progress shots, weekly measurements, and daily body weight once a week, every Sunday, and then daily body weight every day so that clients can see a trending graph that's updated daily by them on where their weight is. And there's nothing greater than being able to visualize and actually see your progress. So if you track all this shit and you spend a grand total of 7 minutes tracking for the day, you get all these wonderful visuals on how much progress you're making. And being able to see that not only serves as a great reminder and proof that you are making progress, but it reinforces the habits that you need to create, or I guess forge, to continue doing it. So when you have 20 days in a row and you can see that there's not one day missed, that reinforces you going a 21st day, and a 22nd, 23rd, so on and so forth. So just by having that visual and the proof and the streak, it reinforces your commitment to the whole process, which is a win-win-win, because it helps them win more, and it helps me see their progress and helps me make adjustments to their plan as accurate as possible given the results that they've got. Badass. Made another Instagram post, and that was my second post. Cool. Made a podcast. I thought it was a really good one. I don't know which one that one was. So it's 2 episodes ago, 3 episodes ago. So today is 3/20, 19/18, 17. So whatever 3/17 was, said it was a good one. So that was all Saturday. Also spent a good amount of time with Lexi, so that was cool. Went to the park, got eaten by mosquitoes, played catch with a softball because she was just a legend at softball, so we'll leave it at that. She won't tell you that though because she's super humble. And then on Sunday, we made block 3 of training, uploaded block 3 of training, periodized block 3 of training, hit the gym. It was about 40 minutes long, so Lexi and I went together again. And it was a very short workout because I wasn't paying attention to the clock. And she's like, hey, we got to go to the gym. And I was like, oh, fuck, they closed. So we went to the gym. I knew it wasn't going to be enough time to hit a full workout, but we got about 3/5 of the workout done. It was 40 minutes long. So that leads me to believe that specific workout is probably an hour, 15 minutes-ish. And it was the back and arm workout for phase 3 or block 3 of training. So that's cool. Got to try it out. It's a good ass workout, dude. And then what else did we do? I recorded a podcast at 1 a.m. I spent time with Lexi, photos for social and Breathe Lion. Yeah, so she was able to grab a shit ton of photos of me for Breathe Lions. It was just me wearing their shirt, working out, walking in this little alley between my house and the gym. Got a lot of content for that. So that is more social media stuff for me, and it helps them out. It's kind of a win-win. And they all look really good. So killed 18 birds with one stone. I made a couple more Twitter posts. I didn't export them or make the graphic. I just wrote them because when I have the ideas, I just write them down so that way I can refer to them later. And if I want to make a post on Instagram about it, then I can use those. And I did a whole bunch of shit like laundry, dish. Well, actually, Lexi did my laundry. So do with that what you will. And then we did dishes, and yeah. So that was Sunday. Monday, what did I do yesterday? Let's see. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday, fourth Instagram post, made a nice Instagram story out of my comfort zone, got more familiar with the calendar app, Use Motion, and I guess that's it. I don't remember. I don't think I wrote about it. Whatever. Also, I'm trying to click on my own podcast, but I can't. What the hell? Anyway, so that's that. That's what I accomplished in this 64-hour work end. I wish I had gotten more done. I wish I was more focused, but got a lot done. So, pretty cool feeling. I didn't even write that down to talk about it, but there you go. So yeah, going from all that to only having an hour today, and I only have about 40 minutes left because I've been recording the show. Like, what do you do in 40 minutes? Sucks. I mean, I know what to do. I'm going to continue to work on the program and scheduling things and making things for the client. I mean, it's baby stepping. It's writing paragraphs as opposed to getting everything done, but it's progress. Progress is progress, man. Period. End of story. It doesn't matter if it's 1 step, 5 miles, 20 marathons. Progress is progress. I don't know if anybody else has ever said this either. I'm very certain that it's my shit, so I'm going to say that it is. Progress, regardless of intensity, increment, speed, or size, is still progress. And that's something that I try to remind myself of on days like today. As long as I just take a couple steps forward, that's progress. I don't need to paint the Mona Lisa today for that to be progress. As long as I get a couple strokes in on the painting and I maybe work on the sky or work on the back, just a little bit, that's progress. Progress is progress. Progress, regardless of intensity, increment, speed, or size, is still progress. And I said that shit, not Alex Hermosi. So what's up? So, yeah. So here's the other thing. I say that a lot. So I was at the gym today. I was at the gym where I work up at Hill Air Force Base. And only people who work up there can go to that gym. There's no way around it. Like, you're not getting through the gates unless you work up there or have a CAC card. So I used to go to high school with him, but he was also an old client of mine, and he made great progress while in the program. And I would even say he's a family friend now. I don't really know, because he knows my uncles, and apparently they know each other outside of me. So I don't know. So kind of a weird connection. I know this guy through different outlets, and he knows my family and through different outlets, whatever. Cool. Went to high school with him. Anyway, saw him at the gym, and at first I was like, is that who I think it is? That's crazy. He works up here? Wow. And then I get a text, because it's not out of the blue. Like, we've texted before, or on Facebook Messenger, not necessarily out of the blue. I'll just read you the text. I think it's funny as shit. So I get a message, and it says, "How's the base gym, dude?" And I'm at the base gym, and I'm reading that on my watch, and I'm like, this motherfucker is definitely in here. That was definitely him. So I respond, "There's a sexy man in blue over here. It's very steamy, if you ask me." And actually, I'm going to not say what he said. I don't know. He pretty much just said, be careful, to put it lightly. So whatever. So that was him. I was like, "Hey, man, I'll come chat with you when I'm done here." He comes over to me while I'm working out. We start talking. It's just good to see him, man. It's cool. It's cool shit. But then after we left, he sends me a photo, and he says, "Hey, I forgot to show you the progress of the monster you started watering." And it's a photo of him just kind of with a flex going on, like chest, arms, just looking good. And honestly, this is my genuine reaction. I was like, "God damn, bro, this guy's bigger than me," And I was like, "Hey," we just made jokes. I was like, "Thanks for sharing that, man. Seriously, you're looking good, brother, for real." And he says, "Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. You started it." And that's just such a good thing to hear, dude, because I don't feel like I started shit. He was ready to change. He was ready to change bad habits into good habits and start heading in the right direction. And because he came across my stuff, I was able to help him. But if he wasn't ready, I couldn't have helped him. So I was like, "My man, that's very kind of you. I wouldn't have been any help to you if you didn't first have the desire to change some habits around. So credit goes to you." He says, starring me, special mention to you. Just whatever. But that's cool shit, man. It's a good reminder. It's a good little, boost of confidence. Like somebody that you helped years ago is still crediting you for getting them on the right path. It's just such a nice thing to hear. It's a nice reminder of, I guess, why I'm trying to do the things that I want to do. And what's cool about that is that program that he was in then, I was in the wrong headspace, the shitty attitude, shitty mentality. I was in it purely for the money, like 90% money, 10% helping people. I was so lazy with everything. I didn't put in the effort. And I just expected to just, I was a piece of shit back then. He still got results and he still credits me for helping him. So when I think about all of that in that regard, what the fuck are the people that I'm going to help now going to say? Because now my head's in it. Now my heart's in it. My attitude's right there. I'm in it to help people. I'm in it for the right reasons. I'm in it to grow as a man myself. And that's what I want to help them do. I'm doing it in a different way because I don't want to say I've graduated, but I've moved past at this point in my life, the point where I need to prove to myself that I can do hard shit. I now know that I can. And I now know that I am able to get out of my comfort zone and not die and not be made fun of and feel shitty about it. Well, not feel shitty about anything that other people say. I now know that I can do those things. So now, if I know that I can do those things and I have proof that this, that, and the other, I'm going to use that to push forward in my dreams, which just so happens to be business and building something and making a shit ton of money and buying a Lamborghini, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Those are my goals. So I'm going to use what I learned and apply it to my big dream, my big vision, and keep moving forward, which is still exactly what I'm talking about in the program itself. So going back to the whole name, allegiant is to be loyal to or faithful to. And if you say excellence, if you break it down, excellence is constant improvement and raising the standard or holding to the standard. It's the commitment to raising the standard, pushing forward, and keeping that standard. So it is the forever, the infinite loop, the whatever you want to call it, of just constant improvement. And pretty much just pursuing excellence. I pulled a brain fart, had to pause because I was like, what the fuck am I even saying? But me doing what I'm doing now, having this podcast, having the other podcast, making videos, putting myself out there on social media, pushing myself socially, where I record videos of myself showing full personality, being weird or whatever, without fear of being judged from other people, not really giving a fuck. And that's the other thing I'm going to talk about. There's a Gary Vee clip that I just barely saw before recording the show, and I was like, that's fucking it. That's exactly it. But it's cool, man, because it kind of plays into the big picture. Because if I can do all of this that I'm working on now so well that the business does so well that I can then use that as proof that I know how to make a business and run a business and make it profitable, I can then help other fitness coaches do the same thing. And be a coach of coaches, if you will. And I mean, they definitely add a couple zeros to their bottom line as opposed to just being a trainer. But that means that I can help more people in the way that I really want to help them, which is develop all the discipline, the skill sets, the right mentality, the right attitude, develop all of that as a man to put into their program, to then use that to make their lives infinitely better and to have a bank account that absolutely lets them do whatever they want with their family, friends, whatever, and make a living doing the thing that they love to do. And in doing so, I make a living doing what I love to do, which is help people, progress. And in this industry with fitness and in the business industry of making money, that's both the same thing. I'm helping people progress and get better. So the whole podcast thing, the documentation, it's all one big play, because I'll have this, 5 years from now, if that's what I decide to do, then I'm going to have 1,500 episodes of me documenting the journey from the ground up. Literally I don't know how you can say day one, because it's not day one, but, in this example, day one all the way up to day 1,500, what I learned, the things that I did, how I made the changes, what I worked on, how much time I spent on whatever, what was a priority for me, how did I stay organized, what did I focus on, my early mistakes, all the sales calls, all the different propositions, all the different offers, what worked, what didn't, all the different social media posts, all the hooks, all the everything. It's all going to be there. And not one other fucking person on earth has that going for them. Nobody else is recording the day-to-day of business and becoming a man and blah, 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 and personal excellence. Nobody else. I mean, if they are, then good for them, because that's fucking awesome, because that's what I'm doing. I think it's a great idea. So nobody else has that. So for me in the future to do the next thing, I'm going to have so much leverage because of this. And maybe I'm blowing it up as this big thing, but not one other person on fucking planet Earth is going to have it. So it's going to be my ultimate thing. I can reference, dude, if you want to be honest, in 5 years, I have 1,500 pieces of content times 10, because I can take pieces of this, put it onto that, if that's what I'm doing in business coaching and trying to help people in that way. 1,500 times 10, that's 15,000 pieces of content. If I put out 10 a day, I'm good for 5 years, you know? And it's just lessons, things that I learned, perspective, yada, yada, from this show. So that's way down the line, but it's cool because this all plays into the bigger picture, because I'm helping people get fit, build discipline, get control of their lives, become capable. And that's pretty much a great summary right there. And in doing so, that enables guys to gain the confidence to then build a business if they wanted to, or whatever. Because you're listening to this podcast right now because I was really tired of being sad and lonely and feeling like shit all the time. I didn't have any goals, any passions, any purpose in life. So the reason you're listening to the show is because I was sick and tired of that shit. And I made a change in my life a year ago to be better and to just commit, to just prove to myself once and for all that I wasn't a bitch and that I could do things that challenged me. I proved to myself that I could do those things repeatedly for a full year. I did that 75 days straight, then 30. Well, technically 25 failed, then 30 again, then 30 for phase 2, and then 30 for phase 3. Then here we are now. Like, fuck, dude, I have 2 podcasts. I'm working on a business. I know it's going to make a shit ton of money. I'm going to help so many people. I've got the whole YouTube thing on the way. I've got so many different content ideas. I'm just pushing myself out. I'm putting myself out there with confidence. And it feels fucking great, man. And this whole thing is proof that everything that I'm talking about and that I will teach other guys to do works, because it got me from this lonely side of the table to the winner side. And I feel incredible about that. And if you can't tell by the passion in my voice, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, because it's so real, man. Just commit to doing the hard shit. I promise it'll change your life. Just commit. You know, keep your word to yourself. Somebody listening right now, I goddamn dare you to start the program tomorrow. Whatever program it is, whatever thing you're going to invest in, whatever thing, diet, workout program, whatever. Just start tomorrow. I fucking dare you to start tomorrow. Just dive in and go. I'll see you in 75 days, or 30 days, or 110 days, whatever it is. Fuck. All right, moving on. So the Gary Vee thing. So listen to this. It's got a great clip, and it's talking about how he doesn't really give a fuck. So if you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, right now he's got 10.2 million followers on Instagram. I would say he's the most knowledgeable person on the face of the earth about social media. He's like the king of empathy, the king of candor, just a great man. He's got so much perspective. He really is in the trenches with his guys. So this is the thing that he posted, and I listened to it and I was like, God damn, this is absolutely it. Listen.
The other day, in a piece of content.
Let's restart because it was fucking muted. Hold on.
Somebody the other day in a piece of content making fun of me and my team for doing all sorts of different shit, and I was laughing because I'm like, no, that's the game. The point I think he was trying to make is like, he's lost his way. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just throwing. We're not thrown against a wall to see what sticks. We're exploring different features and things to try to learn what's next. And I have the humility for it to not do well. Do you know that the reason most people suck at social media is they're scared to not get as many views as their little fragile ego needs to go through the day? I don't give a fuck. I'm streaming on Twitch on mute in my office. 83 people are watching. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't take away from everything I'm doing. I'm not super worried about losing with losing players. Like, it depends on what you're playing for. Too many people are trying to win with losing players, and too many people are not trying to win with winning players.
Got 10.2 million followers on social media, and he's posting on Twitch with 84 people watching. And then he says, I don't give a fuck. And I think that's just mentality that you need to have with moving forward. And that's what I've learned. That's what seemed to be true for me. I don't know if that's how it is for everybody, but for me, just not giving a fuck, trying so hard to not to, because I do give a fuck. It's hard to let that guard down. But the more I kind of, chug down this path, the more I think that might be one of the most important things that somebody could do, is just simply not give a fuck about what the next guy's doing or what the next guy might have to say about what I'm doing. Because I sure as shit don't give a fuck what anybody else is doing. So why should I care about what they think that I'm doing? So yeah, I just saw that clip and I thought it was awesome. So wanted to share that. And going with that, I think another part of the puzzle, the piece, the secret recipe, whatever, is, and you hear this, okay, two things. So the first thing I was going to say is you have to like running more than you like crossing the finish line. If, for example, everybody's heard this quote, but the person who likes walking will walk further than the person who likes the destination, or whatever it is. And you've heard Kobe Bryant say it. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. You've heard people say fall in love with the journey, not the results or whatever. And I think it's one of those things that's said so much that it becomes so cliche that it loses its value, because we hear it all the time, and it just loses its meaning because it's said over and over and over and over again. It's just one of those motivational things that people say. And I think that's why, I don't know. I think that's a huge reason why a lot of the motivational shit for me, it doesn't hit, because I'm like, dude, I fucking heard that before. But the truth is, it's all real shit. It's all 100% The Secret, if you want to even call it that. But we're just so numb to finding a deeper meaning to these things that we just hear it and it's like, oh yeah, never give up and drink a lot of water. It's like, okay. Well, what's the real secret? Dude, drink a lot of water. Just don't give up. I'm sure you can make a lot of changes in life with just those two things. And the fact that you heard that, I know whoever you're listening, you heard that and you're like, oh, okay, prove that's it. Like, that's it, So something that I wrote was, and I just what I thought, so I can't take credit for this because it's the same concept, but it's like, I want to build the castle more than I want the castle itself. Like, I want to build more than I want the castle. It's funny because I think about Minecraft when I talk about that. Like, building the castle in Minecraft is so much more fun than seeing it and being like, okay, know what? It's just building it. It's fun. Like, your creativity's there. As long as you don't stop building, you're eventually going to make it. So just don't stop building. So it's just two things that I thought were important little lessons that I could share from my personal experience. It's not giving a fuck about what the next guy thinks about what you're doing. And then also loving building the castle more than you want to finish the castle or have the castle or whatever. You could replace those two words with whatever else. You like working on cars more than you like driving the car. You like walking more than you like crossing the finish line. You like traveling more than you like trying to find, I don't know, whatever. So that's that. The last thing I want to talk about is unrelated to everything I talked about today. So passion and the good stuff is now over. So I'm trying to organize my goddamn phone, dude. So I went and got my oil change today, registered my car, and I was sitting there in the waiting room, brought my laptop, but I didn't even use it, so that's great. And I was sitting on my phone. I'm like, dude, my phone, I got apps everywhere. Shit's so confusing. What am I even looking at? I got apps I don't even use. I went and deleted like 20 of them. And I cleaned some shit up. But there's some widgets, and I've never been a widget person. And so it's 2024. Widgets on an iPhone are pretty much, so it's always been apps, just the square apps that you put on your phone, whatever. An app is just a square icon, launches an application. I don't know who's listening to this when, but that's what it is. And it's always been that. But now we have widgets, which is small. They're small little interfaces of different apps on a larger scale. So the space that 4 apps take up can fit a widget. And there's space for 8 apps to take up a widget. And then space for, I think that would be 16 apps takes up for a widget. So I got that on there, and I was looking at it because there's one for motion, which is the calendar, the AI calendar that I was using a couple episodes ago. And I'm still using it, just trying to figure it out, see if it's really something I should use. And this calendar is going to be a game changer for me if I can use it and stick to it and kind of rely on it. Because if I can rely on it, I then rely on automation and artificial intelligence to maneuver my tasks around for the day with my given parameters. So the things that I schedule in there are where I want them to be, but then AI comes in and moves things to better schedule my days so that they're more productive. I get more of the things done that I need to get done. It also functions as a check off to-do list, if you want to look at it that way. And that's what this widget does. So rather than having to go inside the app and see everything and schedule things and blah, 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 I have this huge 16 app widget that takes up the front page of my phone. Every time I open my phone, I will see my calendar every single time. And let's go into my settings right now. How many times have I picked up my phone today? Let's see. How do I check that? Always long distance. Website. Okay. Pickups. I've picked up my phone 91 times today. So that's 91 repetitions of me seeing my calendar and seeing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can see up to 9 tasks for the day in one little snippet of the widget. I can't scroll on it, but I can see 9 things. So on a day where I work, it will just say all the tasks are 30 minutes long. 9 tasks at 30 minutes long is 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours after I get off work around 2:30 puts me at 7 o'clock. So I can pretty much see my whole day's worth of shit, because when I work, that is, in one little snippet. And that's awesome, because the amount of friction that this causes in my life is zero. I open my phone anyway. I need to click on Instagram, or I need to click on my settings, or I need to go to Spotify, or I need to check on clients this or clients that, or check my bank account. I then have to see the calendar first. It's there. I can't miss it. It's the biggest fucking thing on my screen. So when I discovered this, I was like, okay, I might be onto something here for me, because if I can force myself to look at the calendar, I'm going to build that habit. And also I'm going to see the things that I need to do and be aware of those things for a lot more of the time that I'm awake. And the more that I can know what I need to work on, I think the more that I can mentally, I guess, get myself prepared for that. So if I knew all day today that I had to record a podcast, hit the gym, weigh in, write some things for the program, put in block 4 of the training program, to get my oil changed, register my car, whatever. If I knew that all day, it would just be easier to navigate later, because I've been expecting these things. I know what's coming. I know what times I should be doing which things, and it just makes my life easier. So all that being said, I think, see right now I'm clicking off podcast. I'm not even out of my home screen, not in any apps. I just clicked the widget, just completed the things for the day. I also have motion set up on my home bar, or whatever you want to call that shit, on an iPhone. So it's there. I don't have to scroll for it. It's there. So I've got EverFit for coaches. It's my client software at the home bar on the iPhone. It's the far left one. I got text messages. Then I've got motion, third one, and I got Spotify, the far right. I don't know where I'd be without music. Music is the shit. So that's that. So that's a little update on motion, the calendar. I found a way to make it more easy for me to see the shit, more convenient. And again, you want to make it as easy as possible to do the things that are going to move you forward. So make it as easy as possible to work as hard as you can. That's something that I think about all the time. That's from Alex Hormozy. So decrease the friction between you and the thing that you need to do. You know, it requires willpower to do a lot of things, but if you can decrease or absolutely erase the willpower required to do things, the likelihood of adherence long-term increases drastically. I sounded like a fucking philosopher right there, dude. Hell yeah. But like, instead of, like, people buy vitamins and fish oils and supplements or whatever, and they put them in the cupboard. Like, you never open that cupboard beforehand. So what makes you think now all of a sudden that cupboard's just going to be, you're going to open it every time? So you're not. So you bought the supplements, now they're in the cupboard, you're not even going to see them, so you're not going to take them. So the trick would be, if you're taking a vitamin or a fish oil, because that's what I take, you need to put it next to your sink or whatever, or next to your cups. Put it in your cupboard where you get cups, because you're going to grab a cup and you're like, oh yeah, fish oil, yeah, I'll take it real quick. And then you just take it right there, because you're about to get water anyway. Or you take the pills, put them in instead of a pill organizer, because you're not even in the habit of using a pill organizer. Take those pills and maybe put them in a bag, and then put that actual physical bag in your lunch container or box, or maybe put a little carabiner, put it through the bag and put it on your shaker cup or whatever. And then you go to work, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to make a protein shake at work. It's like, oh yeah, my pills are right here. I'll take them real quick. Just decrease the The delay between you seeing the thing or remembering you have to do the thing and the time it takes to do the thing. So that's some shit I've just learned from all the stuff I'm learning. So also, one more thing. I feel like every fucking episode now gets the red, blue, and green dot for the tag. And that's annoying. I feel like that is not what I want it to happen. But it's true because I'm talking about observations and learning. I'm also talking about thought process and ideas. And I'm also talking about things related to business. So, I mean, it gets those tags every time. So I don't know if I need to cram them into one another. Like thought process, ideas, decision-making, learning, observations. Maybe that should all be one thing. I don't know. What color would that be? Would that be brown? Because blue and green make brown. Hey Siri, what color do blue and green make?
The color that is between blue and green is cyan.
I don't think that's what I'm asking.
This answer is from Wikipedia.
If you mix blue and green, what color do you get? It's brown. Got to be brown, right? What color does mixing blue and green make? When we're thinking about color theory, dude, just give me a fucking answer, dude. Blue is primary color, green is secondary. We're mixing the critical of teal. Teal. Dude, I should have known that because of Minecraft. Blue and green makes teal. That's a little bit of a rager right there because I asked a one-word answer question and it made me read a paragraph. Don't do that. Please don't do that, Google. That's it. That's the show. I feel like these shows, the last few, especially when I have a little list of the things I want to hit on, I think the shows are quite drastically, I don't know what I was trying to say. I think they're way better. I mean, I feel good. I feel like I'm nailing points after point after point. I feel like there's a little bit more passion and drive and I'm awake. I like this. So maybe we're going to roll with this from here on out. That might be one of those golden BBs. So, I don't know. That's the show, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. If you haven't already, please go check out episode 292B. It explains what the show is about in depth. If you are a new listener and want to know what the hell is going on, why I sound like shit, why it's not organized, why it's not professional, 292B explains it perfectly. So go give that episode a listen if you haven't already. Thank you so much for giving my stuff a try, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode.